President Tinubu to participate in Forum on China-Africa Cooperation expresses hope for better outcomes. Plus, residents lament shortage and hike in pump price of fuel in FCT. A very good evening. Thank you for joining us on the 7 p.m. news on Nta Channel 5, Abuja, the Unity Station. I am Abdullah Hajia. First, we'll begin from the presidency in faraway China, where President Bola Tinubu has expressed hope that this edition of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, will address the gray areas yet to make the relations more rewarding for both parties. The Nigerian leader and chairman, ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, expressed the belief during his meeting with the Premier of China, Li Qiang, ahead of his first FOCAC participation in Beijing. State House correspondent Musbah Wahab reports.
The Nigeria-China partnership is getting more bases to become comprehensively strategic in nature. Just a day after meeting with President Xi Jinping, President Bola Tinubu is yet again with the Premier of China, the holder of the highest administrative position in the government and head of the State Council. Here, President Tinubu assumes his toga as ECOWAS chairman and equally speaking in the interest of the continent. He appreciates that the spirit of the FOCAC is based on mutual respect and partnership that will promote development, happiness, peace and stability of the African people.
We are in this journey together. We believe that we can share a very common denominator, which is investment and development, to ensure China and African relationship is encouraged.
President Tinubu also expressed satisfaction that the strategic partnership being promoted is accepted to both sides and hopes that this forum will yield more benefits for Africa.
Africa is a huge opportunity for economic development. As a great people are willing to partner for progress and development. What is lacking will be the focus of the FOCAC and the areas that we can collaborate to make the relationship mutually beneficial to all of us.
Chinese Premier Li Qiang was more specific on Nigeria-China relations as he said China stands ready to strengthen the alignment of development strategies with the largest African nation. Under the framework of high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, he emphasized that China would deepen cooperation with Nigeria in areas of infrastructure construction, finance, agriculture and fisheries, and expand cooperation in marine economy, clean energy, and digital economy. Li Qiang expressed China's willingness to import more quality products from Nigeria, increase bilateral people-to-people and cultural exchanges and cooperation, enhance coordination in multilateral fields, safeguard the common interest of the developing countries, and uphold international fairness and justice. From Beijing, Musbah and Wahab, NT News.
Continue to lament about the hike in pump price and the non-availability of premium motor spirits PMS in the Federal Capital Territory. Oduriogboro Arutere has more on this.
It's day 2 since the news of the new pump price filtered into the city. FCT residents are not finding it funny. They lament of the long queue experience right here in NNPC Towers. The fuel station here is dispensing 940 naira per litre, while other stations visited varies. Right now, residents are not finding the situation funny. They therefore call on relevant authorities to come to their aid to make at least the products available.
I've been here since 7 a.m. This is almost to 11 and I can't even get fuel. Now the fuel price has gone up. We cannot even access fuel.
Actually, it's difficult. It's a difficult experience. It's painful. It's pathetic. As a nation, this is something that God has blessed us with, and
the product is still not available. So we are here, and we need the government to look into it, to check all the systems in fuel distribution.
Yesterday, we are here in this filling station since yesterday. We couldn't get fuel up till now.
Apart from the long queue experience, one other challenge faced by residents is the issue of traffic jam. Behind me is Wuse Zone 1 bridge by JSM Village. The traffic situation right now is that no free flow of movement, as other motorists who are plying this road find it difficult to move due to the long queues. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru Arutere, NTA News.
Hope Behind Bars Africa has donated 2.5 million naira, among other items, for the rehabilitation, reformation, and reintegration of inmates at the Dukba Custodial Farm Center, Gwagwalada. Sandra Akeme reports that this was at the official launch of the Inside Out Herb and Vocational Skills Facility by the organization.
Hope Behind Bars Africa is a non-governmental organization that has been rendering legal services to the Nigerian Correctional Service across the country. The organization's new initiative is the launch of an inside-out hub and vocational skills facility with 2 industrial and 6 manual sewing machines, among other items, at the Dukba Custodial Farm Center in Gwagwalada for the 50 inmates in the facility.
We provide support to people who are wrongly incarcerated and people who are also incarcerated because they have indeed committed a crime. We thought and we saw that without providing access to reformation activities, they would come out of prison and likely reoffend, or there would be an increase in recidivism. So that was why we decided we needed to support the efforts of the Nigerian government.
Guests and partners at the unveiling of the facility expressed fulfillment, noting that the organization's way of giving back to society, especially for the inmates, is worthy of emulation.
I would like to urge you to please encourage all incarcerated persons in this facility to take advantage of this opportunity and learn valuable skills that will benefit them now and in future.
Inmates are part of our society, and what happens in prison impacts all of us. So, let us come together to promote the safe, secure, and humane treatment of inmates in Nigeria.
We didn't always get the thanks that we deserve, so I just wanted to take a moment for everybody to take a moment to applaud this correctional staff here.
The Nigeria Correctional Service FCT Command, while receiving the facility, expresses gratitude, saying the items will be utilized as desired.
The essence of these facilities is for the rehabilitation of these inmates, and that is exactly why these inmates are here. They are here to be rehabilitated, and the facilities, so to speak, that you have brought today, in addition to the ones we have already had from government and from other NGOs, will support in their rehabilitation. A situation where they are not put to use. The tendency that they might begin to develop legs.
The 2.5 million naira donation is for the registration of WAEC of the inmates. From Gwagwalada, Sandra Akeme, NTA News.
Talking education now. Train the Trainer initiative for effective learning experience is of utmost importance to educational development in an emerging society like Nigeria. Moses Queer takes us through FCTA teachers training exercise at the School of the Blind in Abuja.
The FCTA is training professional teachers who are saddled with the responsibilities of instructing the visually impaired pupils at School of the Blind, Jabi, in preparation for resumption. Speaking at the event to highlight the importance of the training, the director, FCT Education Resource Center, Nimat Daoud Abdurrahim, highlights the importance of the training and the gains students and teachers will benefit.
Foundation, the background, the basic education. And you know the basic education is the foundation and the primary school is the real foundation. And this is one of its kind in FCT, which was initiated by the FCT minister himself. And the training is aimed at improving the skill and knowledge of participants, the primary school teachers, and also as well as the methodologies of their learning process in the classroom. And it's also aimed at improving the methodology whereby the deployment of ICT, that is technology in the classroom. You know that we are in the 21st century where technology and digitalization is the key. And the primary school teachers needs to be well equipped with the wherewithal of all this technology because you cannot give what you don't have. So, and that is...
The head trainer and consultant for the School of the Blind, Olutara Ogunwumiju, expresses high expectations from the outcome of the training for teachers to give professional and quality educational support to the primary school pupils for better teaching delivery.
So this, in terms of competence, their experience have not just been the normal experience. So if you see a lot of our trainings are not just words being spoken, it's also very intentional in terms of it is interactive, it is practical, and it is changing the face of education, right? They're also going to be going into their classrooms to kind of see what are the things that we've learned, how we're implementing it, and how can we make things better. Do in terms of, so there are different sessions that we've had, and we have quite a number of models, and the models just don't apply to the teachers alone, because if you teach the teachers and the leaders are not impacted, then what solutions have you?
Teachers at the School of the Blind training are optimistic and looking forward to resumption of school.
Yesterday we were taught on how to manage the classroom, as in classroom management, and I've learnt a lot.
Training, retraining, and continuous training, you definitely just find yourself doing something new. So I'm looking forward to, just like our director said, I'm looking forward to getting back to the class. The few things I've learned here from yesterday till this hour are just, coming up in my head. I'm looking forward to a place where I could start putting them to test, to practice. So I'm just waiting to see when school resumes.
The teachers training is an initiative of the FCT minister Nyesom Wike to digitalize the classroom experience for both teachers and pupils. In Abuja, Moses Queer, Nta News.
You're watching the 7 p.m. news on Nta Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity station. Time now to go on a break. When we return, there'll be more stories. Do stay with us.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me. And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The Unity station, Nta Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Thank you for staying tuned. Now, reports of the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, indicates that about 10.5 million students are out of school in Nigeria due partly to insecurity. This trend has become a source of concern for stakeholders in the sector who are now seeking ways of strengthening security resilience and integration of host communities in the protection of education. Security correspondent Onuti Yakubu tells us more.
The effects of insecurity on education has led to the loss of manpower in educational institutions, poor quality of education, destruction of infrastructural facilities as well as brain drain. Beyond these, it has also led to the closure of educational institutions, discouragement of educational pursuits by children, internal displacement of learners as well as reduction of private investment. Addressing these challenges is the focus of this gathering by stakeholders to strengthen security resilience of schools in the FCT.
We already have a national document, which we call the National Document Safe Schools Financing in Nigeria. The document was actually launched in 2022, and we started full implementation of the Safe Schools program in Nigeria in 2023, with the federal government releasing 15 billion to the implementing agencies.
The police recognizes the invaluable contribution of host communities in schools protection, hence the need for their support. It is on this premise that I solicit continuous support and cooperation of all to effectively collaborate and prevent attacks on our schools.
We will give you your fundamental child rights to education. This singular reassurance drew thunderous applause from these students and critical stakeholders as the FCT administration and security formations with sound dedication and zeal towards the security of schools and sundry issues in the nation's capital.
It is already at the grassroots level. This initiative at this level is only encapsulating what we have already started at the grassroots. We already have a safe school initiative right from public and private schools at the area council level, which culminates at the FCT level.
Security is assured, and we have already informed the principals of both the senior and junior secondary schools and the headmasters of the primaries, as well as the public and private, that we have to work together. Security is all of us business.
Drawing analysis, having a well-thought-out security plan in schools would aid in emergency response, evacuation, and ascertainment of all persons within the premises, thereby making rescue operations easy, as well prevent infiltration of weapons and other unlawful arsenals in schools. In Abuja, Onuti Yakubu, NTA News.
Still on security, the Divisional Police Officer Apo, Chief Superintendent of Police Akaniene Edward says the synergy between residents and the division, as well as outfits such as vigilante and private guards, have aided the clampdown on crimes in the area. He gave the indication while responding to questions on the security check program called the police on Nta Channel 5 Abuja. Onuti Yakubu reports.
Our best to reduce CSP Akaninyebe Edward said the police across board have been very professional within the ambit of the law by continuously intensifying strategies towards controlling the flow of activities in Apo, considering the peculiarity of the area for commercial engagements.
Each community, I encourage them to have their vigilante group or civilian JTF. So they have these volunteers all within these communities that provide security, and they relate directly, with the division. Okay. And from time to time, because of that, the environment is becoming safer.
He said the command's tactical teams are constantly raiding black spots within and outside the environs to dislodge suspected criminals hiding in plain sight.
That joint task force team is really helping, is yielding result, because all the places where these criminal elements supposedly will be gathering in the evening, for fear of the fact that this team can come from the headquarters to raid them, apart from the tactical teams from the division. So that has helped in sending them away from the division, from that jurisdiction. Also, this joint task force team, they have been making arrests, serious arrests. So that has helped us to reduce crime and criminality within our division. So
he advised residents to intensify deliberate consciousness on personal security, strengthen neighborhood watch, and desist from overexposure and display of wealth in the social media. In Abuja, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Living up to its bidding of being a major fish hub that caters for the protein needs of the FCT and environs, the popular cuttlefish market has caught the attention of the FCT administration as the Capital Territory government plans to remodel the market to international standards. Yours sincerely reports that this was revealed when the group managing director of one of FCTA agencies, Ambassador Maureen Tamuno, visited the markets.
On a daily basis, this popular Kado fish market bubbles with huge transactions that contribute to the GDP of the FCT and the country since its establishment in the late 90s.
With the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President, he's poised to talking to the people. And that's why we have come, to talk to the people, to carry the people along. They'll be in the process of the redevelopment plan, as it were. So it's a different ballgame. You can see they're happy about it.
Now, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has more prospects for the market with a plan to grow its viability while also taking care of the environmental concerns being generated from the fish business. This visit to the market by the GMD, Abuja Investment Company Limited, was for confidence building for a win-win partnership that will protect the business interest of the traders and government's desire for a befitting facility in the nation's capital.
Knowing the sensitive, important nature of this kind of market, it was good to come to see things for myself. And of course, because we're planning redevelopment of the market, there is a need to interface with the stakeholders, which is the market association and the market people indeed. Everything fishing in Abuja starts here and ends here, from seedlings to up to drying, which we have seen a lot of cold rooms. So it creates job for a lot of people. So our duty is to partner with them, discuss with them, collaborate with them, and see how we could remodel the facilities, because at the same time it causes health hazard.
We go back and look at the prawns and see how we can partner with them. It's a good one. We will look at it and we'll move on.
This conversation is expected to yield results in an amicable way to resolve all grey areas, including out-of-court settlement for an ongoing litigation. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Now, salt of the world, the humble hero of our meals, but with a hidden dark side, like a double-edged sword. It's essential for flavor and life, yet dangerous if misused. In this report, Uche Ugochukwu explores the double nature of salt, exploring how this everyday mineral can be both a savior and a threat, and how we can find that perfect balance to keep it on our dining tables.
Salt, a mineral so essential to human existence, is extracted from deep beneath the earth. Salt is more than just a seasoning, but a key component in many homes, industries, and as a preservation inhibiting presence of germs.
Salt is very important physiologically because without salt, your blood cannot function very well. You need salt also as a flavor enhancer in food production. Not all food are self-stable, so you need salt to control the amount of deterioration, amount of spoilage.
The uses of salt extend to road maintenance, pharmaceuticals, and even skincare products. However, Caution is advised against excessive salt consumption, which has been linked to high blood pressure, heart diseases, and even stroke. These health implications of salt necessitated informed campaigns for the reduction of salt content in foods in Nigeria. This, the Office of the Special Assistant to the President on Health, in collaboration with other salt reduction campaigners, converged to add their voices to the need to strike a balance between the essential functions of salt and the serious health implications of its excessive consumption.
Excessive salt intake is a major public health concern in Nigeria because we are consuming twice the recommended daily average as established by WHO.
Sodium reduction salt targets has been identified as one of the best and effective best practice towards addressing the high consumption of sodium intake globally.
To drive this further, there was investiture of a policy champion and a social media influencer for salt target regulations in the country.
I'm committing to using my platforms to raise awareness about the health risk associated with high salt intake and the benefits of reducing it, especially for women and children, including adolescents and young people. I will lead the charge in engaging with government bodies and agencies to ensure that effective salt target regulations are put in place.
Special Assistant to the President on Health, Dr. Salma Ibrahim Anas, added that a group, PBAT Youth Champions, will soon be inaugurated to further spread information on health matters. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
Up next is Sports Brief from our Sports Desk.
The Nigerian Premier Football League has rescheduled Week 1 matches for the 2024-2025 season due to a conflict with the Super Eagles match day. All matches will now take place on September 8th, except for the Lobby Stars vs Aqua United, which is set for September 9th. Meanwhile, Super Eagles coach Austin Eguavon is confident ahead of the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers, stating that the team has the talent and support to secure 6 points from their upcoming games against Benin and Rwanda. In other news, the Nationwide League 1 NLO has partnered with AfriScout to sponsor the NLO Cup, aiming to elevate Nigerian football talent through data-driven scouting and player analytics. The partnership will utilize cutting-edge technology to collect and analyze player data, enhancing player development and providing scouts with valuable insights. The NLO Cup will become a premier event showcasing Nigerian talent to a global audience. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
That brings us to the end of the 7 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Thanks for your time. I am Abdullah Hajia. Good night.